So, hi, welcome back. I'm starting this video off a little different, strictly for time purposes. It's almost 10 o'clock here in New York, and I just got home from the studio in Brooklyn after having a delicious dinner and after watching some Temptation Island. Yeah, I know, judge me harder, please. So, back here, and I kind of had a rough day drawing, and so instead of making a drawing, I wanted to do some studio maintenance and to just kind of clean up around here and to prep some canvases for when it's time for me to make a painting. With all that being said though, I hope you're doing well. I am okay. Like I said, I had a rough, Jesus boy, when was the last time you opened this thing? I had a rough day drawing. I had a bunch of expectations going into the drawing. Let me back up. Sundays, I'm an assistant to a class in Brooklyn, and I help run the class, I pose the model, I do all the things. And I was doing some preparatory drawing. I did a nice little self-portrait at home before I went to the studio. If you haven't seen it, it's on the post page, or I guess I can put it somewhere in this video. Either way, I do this nice little self-portrait, nothing too crazy, just kind of trying to warm up before I go into the gym, so to speak. And then I get there and I feel like I forgot how to draw. As soon as I'm in front of a person, I feel like I lost all of it, And I know some days you just kind of have an off night. Yeah, tonight was really off. And I was in the studio for around 3 hours, and the entire 3 hours I was just frustrated. I kept leaving the studio and just kind of like sitting outside thinking about how disappointed I am in myself for not being more professional or more so knowledgeable. I'm like making all of these simple mistakes, and not that it matters. The drawing I was doing in there is just it's a preparatory drawing for a painting. And so the drawing does not matter, right? It was just for me to practice some things. And while I'm in the middle of practicing, I realized like, oh dude, you have so much further to go. And it was a huge blow to my ego, because before I went in the studio, I was thinking, I'm about to kill it. I'm about to make such a nice drawing. I'm gonna be able to put it on my fridge if I want. And I hated it. And at the end of the session, the model was going around and she was asking people to take photos of their drawings, and I ripped mine up. Well, I didn't rip it up, I'm lying, y'all, I'm being dramatic. I put it away, never to be seen again. It'll probably never touch light, synthetic, or sun for the matter. So, I don't know, I guess I just got overconfident. And I'm trying to find the balance between being confident in the work I do and being humble and open to making the mistakes, because then I can get better. And I know I'm gonna get better. I just, with that self-portrait I did, I was like, okay, Jordan, you figured out something and you're like you're ready to move on to the next thing. And it just made me realize like, oh, okay, I need to tighten up, and that's a little frustrating. 1 second. Okay, let's prep a canvas. I should have this Galkid white, my boy. The old man set me up. My mentor gave me this tube of paint and he was like, yeah, just replace it. Sir, this tube of paint is dry. Old man gave me a crusted up tube of toothpaste. So, like I said, instead of drawing, which I feel like I've been drawing for like 6 or 7 hours today, so I'm kind of done with using that part of my brain. So instead, we're just gonna prep these canvases and call it a day. So I hope you're cool with me just talking. It's been a while since I've just kind of like not done much and just like chopped it up with y'all. Usually I'm like in the middle of a drawing or something, or feeling like I gotta do a thing. Sometimes I feel like I gotta entertain while I'm working, which it's kind of like the purpose of YouTube, right? It's like this TV alternative. But I enjoy just like hanging out with y'all. So, whoa, this smells crazy, my boy. So what I'm doing right now is I'm mixing up this Galkid white with or no, is it an alkyd or galkyd? Alkyd, mixing up an alkyd white with my medium because I want this to dry in a couple of days. I'm not trying to make a really, really, really nice canvas. This is like sort of middle of the road vibes. And I've been told it should look cottage cheese, not cottage cheese, like toothpaste. Should have the consistency of yogurt or toothpaste. So that's what I'm aiming for tonight. So outside of Temptation Island, what else have I been doing? Doing a bunch of subway drawings. Some of them have been very pleasing. Others have just been complete and total failures. And I'm still trying to learn how to embrace the idea of failing at a drawing or whatever, or even just like a piece of work. Cause you know, I feel like when I start something, it needs to be great and ready to show to everyone and like my mom and like all these, you know, it's like, I feel like it needs to be presentable. And that's like not the point of what I'm doing or what I should be doing. I'm making this work so I can follow an idea and improve these concepts. And I'm like burdening myself with the feeling of finality. That was probably not the smartest idea. Almost punctured my canvas. Okay. So, wow, this smells insane. How would I describe it? This smells almost like, it smells like chemicals. Anyways, I'm still, I don't know, I'm my biggest critic, and that should be evident. That should be evident from like the frustration I've faced in the studio. You know, I'm not there to impress anyone. I'm there to learn and to just get better. And even still, I was just angry. And it's not, you know, it doesn't help me. It doesn't help anyone. I think what it is, I have this self-imposed pressure to be great because it's what I want. And I was talking to not my therapist, but a therapist. I haven't really found a therapist for me yet. But I was talking to them about how I kind of live life on hard mode. And I think it stems from just, you know, a feeling of wanting to impress myself. You know, I'm like easily unimpressed. I am always unimpressed by a lot of things. And so I'm just trying to like be the most extreme version of myself so I can, you know, say I tried everything to make it so my thing didn't, or to make it so my thing did happen. Or maybe I'm scared of success. Oh my God, I hate how this smells. So right now, I'm just trying to make sure I got it in every bit of the weave of the top piece of the canvas. Not bad. I think a little bit of pigment might have escaped onto there. Oh, so recently just finished Toy Story 2. The Chicken Man, a monster.
This is Al from Al's Toy Barn, and I'm sitting on the here. Ow! I think I'm feeling a deal hatchet right now. Whoa! Let's see what we got.
But so is Stinky Pete. Bro, what is his problem? Stinky Pete, the OG hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna break Woody's arm after he just got it fixed? Like, bro. But on the flip side, I do understand, right? Like, Stinky Pete just wanted to go to Tokyo. Okay, I think this guy is done, so we can leave you here to dry, and then we'll do one more. Quickie. I'm trying to go to beddy. Oh my gosh, this canvas is garbage. So lately I've been really wanting to make my own canvases, but I can't really do that in my home because of how toxic it is and how messy it is, and like, you know, you need time. I think it takes like 6 to 7 months to make a really nice canvas. But once you make it, you know, it's made. And so, you know, the plan is to, once we get the studio, by the way, like and subscribe. If you're here, right, and if you continue to come here, thank you. Because I'm just a dude doing stuff in a building with materials. But I appreciate everyone, any and everyone who's interacted with this channel in any way. It's always just very encouraging, especially on days like this when I feel like I have no one to really talk to about what happened, or like, you know, I don't always feel comfortable telling people how I feel, but for some reason I feel comfortable talking to people on the internet about it. So yeah, I appreciate everyone who's here and who like makes space for me to talk and to just kind of be myself and to just explore these thoughts and ideas in a way that I probably wouldn't be able to do outside of YouTube. So thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart for just kicking it with me, for real. Because if I wasn't recording these, I'd probably just be talking to myself anyways. Whoa. I think I'm gonna end up like scraping a hole into this canvas, man. This canvas sucks. Oh, if you've made it this far in the video, let me know down below what your dream studio setup looks like. Do you have big windows, good storage, or, you know, is it maybe separate from your house, or do you have the studio in the house so you can just kind of get to it whenever you have an idea? Or maybe you have multiple studios. Like, what's your dream art life setup? You know what I'm saying? What time you waking up to grind when you got your life set up how you want it? You know what I mean? Like, I wholeheartedly believe in visualization and manifestation and stuff like that. So type down below what you visualize for yourself. You think you do a good job, and then you look at it from a different angle and you're like, oh my God, I missed a spot. I'm gonna let those dry and I'm gonna go to bed. But thank you for listening to me yap. I appreciate it. This was therapy for me. And I hope you at least like drew a little bit while I just talked to you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you super soon, and I promise the next video will be more engaging. Oh, by the way, before I go, I ended up going to a friend of mine's art show in Soho. He's like 83. He's one of the original artists who lived in New York City in the 60s, and you know, he and his group of people made Soho what it is today in terms of how cool it is. You know, they were just artists moving into the factories, and you know, they had no heating or running water, and you know, they were just on sort of an adventure to follow what they believed in, which is so inspiring for me. And you know, just they have inspired me to want to loft and to pursue being an artist. And so I got to go see his show. He's 82, and his name is Ben, and I'm gonna put some clips up from the show. It was an awesome time. So I wasn't gonna record today, but I decided to, strictly because I want to just stay in the habit. And I'm on my way to an art show because it's art show season again. People are back outside. So I decided I should go outside. And, you know, this will be a good chance for me to practice meeting people and just like being in the world and being a person. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I'm gonna clean this up. Thank you, car. I'm gonna clean this up and I'm gonna go to bed. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Griselda. Hey, yo.